Hey, ladies. So I'm super excited about what we're going to be talking about this week in our Bible study. And we are going to be looking at one of the purposes of Christmas is reconciliation. And so, first of all, we're going to learn that reconciliation, first and foremost, is between us and God. And then, second of all, is between us and mankind, those around us, those that we're in the mix with. And so something happened with my husband, Steve, and you're probably wondering, what's Steve doing here? This is my husband, Steve. And something happened to him last week that I am asking him to share with you. So on the same topic. So Steve, would you share?
Well, thanks, Billy. Yeah, I had this really interesting interaction with a young man last week, and it just really kind of stopped me in my tracks. Basically, it's been getting really cold, so I wanted a jacket. So I wear big size clothes, so I go to a big and tall store. So I popped down the hill and went into the local store I usually go to. And when I got there was a guys waiting in line to get in the door, kind of like when the women go to Marshall's or something. And I was like, I don't have time for this. So I went, parked, got in line, and I'm standing behind this young black young man who's probably around 30, and he's got his ear pods in and he's listening on his phone like all the men are. We're just right there on our phone, and I'm like, so I made a joke about it's no fun to stand in line unless we're ordering tacos. And so he kind of chuckled and he didn't say much, and he's a little standoffish, but I tried to say a few things, and then it was finally his turn to go inside. So he went inside, and then I waited another 5 minutes, and then it was my turn to go inside. So the first thing I did was I walked in and I went over and tried some jackets on, but I wanted to see what they looked like. So I walked over to the dressing room and I was looking in the mirror, and all of a sudden one of the dressing room doors opens and there's this young man, and he's like, I thought he was talking to like his wife or girlfriend over my shoulder. He goes, "Hey, what's this look like?" And I'm like, "You talking to me?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Well," and it's his blue, Dodger blue jacket. I said, "Do you like the Dodgers?" He goes, "I love the Dodgers." Then I go, "You look marvelous." He's like, "Thanks, man." So he shut the door, and then I went back, and I'm buying my jacket, and we bumped into each other in the store a couple times, and he's like, "Hey, man, you're inside now, cool." So we're checking out, and we go through the rigmarole to check out, and so we get outside, and I'm walking to my car, and I hear a little car come up behind me, and I hear, "Hey, man, how much did you pay for that?" And I turn, and it's this young black man that I had interacted with in the store. And I said, "Oh, yeah, well, I paid XYZ. And he goes, "Did you get the discount? They weren't going to give me the discount." I said, "Oh, yeah, I was watching, man." I go, "I had the discount on my phone. I was going to give it to you if they didn't give you the discount." He goes, "Thanks, man. I appreciate that." So I walked over to his car window, and I said, "Crazy days we're living in, huh?" He goes, "I never had to wait inside to get inside a store before." He goes, "Yeah, me either." I said, "Man, I don't know what's going on." I go, "The world's crazy." I go, "But I go, I don't know how to fix things." He goes, "Yeah, I don't know how to fix things either." I said, I go, "My whole life I've been big guy, overweight." I go, "And I've really struggled with how, people have made fun of me or teased me." And I go, "I just want to say that my heart goes out for people that have suffered from racism." And I go, "I know racism's real." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "It's real, man." He goes, "Not only am I overweight," he goes, "but I'm black." I go, "Dude, I'm so sorry." I said, "I don't know how to fix that, man." I said, "I'm a Christian." He goes, "Well, I'm a Christian too." I said, "Well, we have the same Father." He goes, and I go, "And our Father don't make no mistakes." I said, "I don't know how to fix it, but I go, the only thing I know how to do is I can start with myself and the people that I can influence." I go, "That's all I know how to do." And I said, "My heart is just breaking for people that have to suffer from racism, and I'm sorry." And he goes, "Thank you, man. I appreciate that." And so he put his fist out, and we fist bumped. And I'm like, "Wow, okay, that's kind of cool." So then I turned to walk to go get in my car, and as I turned to walk away, I hear, "Hey!" And I looked back, and he's like, "I love you." And it just stopped me in my tracks. He didn't say, "I love you, man." He just said, "I love you." And I said, I didn't know what to say. And so I put my hand up, I said, "I love you too." And we just kind of head bopped, and he drove away, and I turned and got in my car, and I was thinking, dang, I should have asked him for his digits. But the whole rest of the day, that interaction just stuck with me. And I thought, wow, the one thing that brings us together is our common Father. We're both Christians. And wouldn't that be neat if we could apply this throughout our life and start to have reconciliation? Because I think there's this longing in our soul and my heart, I know for me, to want to be reconciled with my brothers and my sisters. I don't want to take part of all this crazy hatred that's going on. And I just love that God put this young man in my path that day, and he touched me. I was at least 20 to 25 years older than him, but I pray for him. I pray that God blesses him mightily. So, yeah, that's my story.
Thank you, Steve. And what a story it is. I was totally touched by it myself. And just a reminder to all of us that, whatever the difference is between us, whether it's political, whether it is a personality, whatever that difference is, God calls us to reconciliation toward one another. And may we pursue that as God has pursued us.
And you know what? It's hard to hate up close. So we need to tune out all the voices that are telling us to hate and get close and love.
That's
The
right.
love, the Father's love.
That's right. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, have a good day.